Here we are at Siesta Key, Florida, the Corona Light Wide Open, the men's open final. Unfortunately, the team that was to challenge the #1 seed of John Hyden and Sean Scott, unfortunately one of the players went down. Kevin McCulloch had a really bad case of cramping, going into his full body cramps. He and his partner Matt Olson unfortunately had to forfeit the match, but there is a silver lining because we have our champions here for the Corona Light Wide Open Siesta Key, our #1 seeded team, Mr. Sean Scott and Mr. John Hyden. Gentlemen, I know you had a little bit of adversity in the way of the conditions out here this weekend. Tell us a little bit more about how that affected your game.
Well, I think it affected everyone's game. There was not only they had to pull out, but the team they played earlier had to pull out. So, you know, it affected us. We know when to warm up hard, when to get ready, when to take a few less swings during warm-ups and conserve our energy, and I think that helped us out in the long run.
Both of you guys have played internationally. You've played throughout Florida in some extremely hot weather. Did you guys do anything special at all other than, you know, kind of keeping an eye on what John had said? Anything special as far as eating, drinking?
I mean, you just got to make sure you're hydrated, you know, try to drink a lot of water, electrolytes. We had a bunch of Pedialyte and stuff, and last night we both did a little ice bath on the legs because they were pretty cooked. So, I mean, that sort of thing, I don't know if it helped, but we've been playing long enough. We kind of know and understand how, you know, when we feel our bodies and what we need to do to make it work. So, yeah, I think a few of those little tricks might have helped us push through this weekend.
That's why they're the veterans. These guys are not only great players, physical specimens, but God gave them good brains, and they use that to their advantage, both on and off the court. In addition, this weekend was quite a bit more interesting than your typical weekend. Sometimes, I mean, lately you guys are the top dogs. You're the #1 team in the country. And so you're used to having pretty much kind of a target, you know, a bit of a bounty, you know, on your back. But this weekend there was really a true bounty. Your friend of mine, Mr. Karch Karai, 3-time gold medalist, he said, let's make this a little more interesting. We're going to put $10,000 up as a bonus, $5,000 each for the men and women's divisions, the Open champions. Anyone that could unseat the #1 seeds would get $5,000. And so what happened? They had a target on them this entire weekend. How did that feel, having that extra $5,000 target on your back?
It sucked. Makes everybody play a lot harder. If they can beat us, they get $5 grand. You know, Fred and his partner almost did. It came down to the wire with that. And, you know, I'm sure if Kevin was feeling good, it would have been quite a match. But, you know, it puts a target on you, and it's something we have to play with. And you don't want that $5 grand gone. So it's really tough to overcome all that.
I mean, obviously, as it is, you guys have guys throwing their best game at you. You're like, man, why are these guys play so good? I just saw them in another game, and people get fired up for the #1 seed in this tournament. I mean, how'd you feel about this tournament? You had $5,000 there dangling up over your guys' heads every single match you played.
I'd have to agree with John. It sucked. I mean, I'd rather have that $5 grand just put into the prize purse, you know. But we knew that, because we knew every game, you know, they kept announcing you guys have a chance for $5 grand, and we knew we didn't. We had to run the table if we wanted any shot at it. So we could win the tournament and still not get it. So like, hey, let's just try to stay in the winners, take each game like we do every weekend and see what happens. Unfortunately, you know, a couple breaks here and there, like John said, a few games yesterday against Fred and his partner, we got some lucky breaks, and I'll take it.
That was an incredible match. I can see where you guys are coming from. It's like, do these guys have to keep announcing it and reminding everyone? But
11-9 on the board, 11-9 on the board.
You know, that made it absolutely more exciting because that match against Fred, you guys staved off at least 4 match points, correct?
Something like that, yeah. From the bad side.
Yeah. I got to remember that because I believe there was a tough ball, and did you get the last serve? Or was it Sean?
I served the last 2 balls.
No, as far as that difficult side out on the bad side, because you got it? Because I know there was a touch. There was like a micro touch. It was a tough play, but the veterans out here, he was able to pass on the bad side and put a ball away, which earned them the victory, staving off 4 match points and keeping that $5,000. There's $2,500 here, $25 in your back pocket, staving off that, so they get an extra $5,000, $7,500 for the victory. What do you guys think about that?
That's fabulous.
Yeah, that part's nice.
Great.
Yeah.
I'm sure our wives are very happy right now.
Exactly. So, we want to conclude now. We want to congratulate our champions here for Siesta Key Corona Light Wide Open. Mr. John Hyden and Mr. Sean Scott.
Let's not forget the champagne bubbly.
There we go. There it is. You saw a little champagne bubbly.
This is John Hyden, and you're watching Ion Sports, the network of champions.
I'm wide open. Are you?
We've got big things planned for the rest of the tour. Got another upcoming event in Seaside. That's right, Seaside Heights, New Jersey. So until then, Peter Bigler, call me Biggs, Biggie. I'm here with the champions, Mr. John Hyden, Mr. Sean Scott. We'll see you next time on the beach. Congratulations, gentlemen.